Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 103.3. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released January 15th, 2014, beginning alphabetically as usual with Boom Studios and Three Guns number 6 of 6. Nothing is as it seems. While anything but a friendship is formed between Marcus and Bobby, they must rely entirely on each other if they want to make it out of this alive. With Joey at their side, this might just be the advantage they need. Unfortunately, they'll never see what S.H.O.O.T has coming. Next, we've got Adventure Time number 24. Princess Bubblegum faces the consequences of her science experiment gone wrong as she finally finds a way to save the day. But is it too late? Find out if Princess Bubblegum is able to right all the wrongs or if her friends will never be themselves again. It's a crazy conclusion to this arc. We've also got Clive Barker's Hellraiser, The Dark Watch number 12, final issue. The war between hells reaches its climax and the fates of Elliot Spencer, Christy Cotton, and Harry D'Amour hang in the balance. Next, we've got Clive Barker's Next Testament number 7 of 12. As Tristan and Elspeth continue the race to Providence, their new traveling companions may hold the key to the mystery of Wick's brethren. Meanwhile, Wick's jealousy leads to a show of force unlike any of his previous acts. We've also got Curse number 1 of 4. Why We Love It. Boom Studios has a long history of publishing some of the industry's best modern horror, and Curse takes us back to our roots with a werewolf story unlike any you've ever seen. Why You'll Love It? The Curse creative team practically screams horror from writers Michael Mordecai of Hoax Hunters and Tim Daniel of Enormous, and artist Riley Rosemo of Drumheller and Colin Lorimer of UXB. You're in store for a smart, realistic, and haunting read. What it's about? Laney Griffith is a man who will do anything to save his son from leukemia, but the cost of treatment has broken him financially. When he pursues an elusive murderer in the wilderness of his small rural community in the hopes of securing a substantial bounty, Laney is confronted with something he never could have expected, a werewolf. The captive Lycan in human form turns Laney's life upside down, forcing him to confront his haunted past and race against the clock because the wolf will return and Laney's son's condition continues to worsen. Curse is a story of a family's survival at all costs. Next, we've got Imagine Agents number 4 of 4. Dapple's plan has taken a turn for the worse, and no man, woman, or figment is safe. With Elliot in the clutches of evil and Fertile Girl in the stomach of evil, Rebecca and Terry must find a way to rescue them without getting stomped out in the process. It's up to Dave to overcome his resentment of Figments and work with Blounder to take Dapple down once and for all. And we've got Regular Show number 8. The newest issue of this not-so-regular show comic once again takes Mordecai and Rigby out on an adventure that could only be found in a comic book. A great series for fans of slacker comedy, 80s humor, and awesome one-of-a-kind art. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got B.P.R.D. Hell on Earth number 115. Two B.P.R.D. teams make their way through the monster-filled streets of a Manhattan wasteland in order to reach the Black Flames fortress and take down his army. Next, we've got Clown Fatale number 3 of 4. The painted beauties go in guns a-blazing to earn a bounty they need to crawl out of their squalid clown life. But the girls find out they're not quite as tough as they thought, and when they fail to carry out the job to the letter, the boss decides he wants a refund. We've also got Kiss Me Satan number 5 of 5. Barnabas Black infiltrates the werewolf mafia's mansion only to be overtaken by an army of angry monsters, a dangerous wizard, and their werewolf godfather. Next, we've got Shoot First number 4 of 4. The angels have found what they need to invoke the end of the world, and the secular human occult obliteration task force is the only thing standing in their way. Shoot is changed forever in this action-packed conclusion to the miniseries everyone is talking about. We've also got Skyman number 1 of 4. After an embarrassing defeat at the hands of Captain Midnight, a drunken Skyman accidentally kills an innocent man. Needing a new face for their initiative ASAP, the Skyman program turns to U.S. Air Force Sergeant Eric Reed, a wounded veteran on the ropes, looking for a new lease on life. Next, we've got Star Wars Darth Vader and the Cry of Shadows number 2 of 5. Clone Trooper Hawk has been through much since being left for dead by his Jedi leaders in the Clone Wars. Now Hawk believes he's found a truly great warrior who deserves loyalty and commands respect, Darth Vader. If Hawk can impress the Dark Lord as a stormtrooper, he will have earned respect of his own from the leader he admires most. We've also got Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi Force War number 3 of 5. Jedi General Dagan Locke and Zeesh are captured by Zeesh's former Rakatan masters, and Zeesh learns the truth behind his arrival on Tython. Half mad with regret, he's forced to give the invaders the knowledge they need to defeat Zeesh's Jedi friends and enslave the entire planet. Next, we've got Straying the Fall number 7. Why does Satrakian, an elder pawnbroker and a vampire expert, keep still beating vampiric heart in a jar? The grisly tale behind this gruesome artifact is a heart-wrenching story, but one that fuels revenge. Meanwhile, Dr. Goodweather's capture is taking a turn for the worse as he faces execution by vampire. And we've got X number 9. Everyone in Arcadia knows, commit a crime and sooner or later X will come for you. But how to get his attention if you want to die right now? And what if the notorious vigilante doesn't want to execute a willing victim? It's a clash of wills as X's new, most formidable nemesis takes the stage. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Grimm number 9. The Portland Police Department finds itself in disarray as a mysterious hulking Wesson starts picking off cops one by one in its frantic search for the Grimm. With his fellow officers caught in the crossfire, Nick must throw himself headfirst into danger if he has any hope to stop the monster before it claims another colleague's life. Next, we've got Jennifer Blood number 35. As the Blood Legacy arc reaches its climax, Jennifer comes face to face with her nemesis in a blood-drenched conflict that leads her to finally confront the shocking reality of what she's become and the true cost of her quest for revenge. We've also got Little Battlestar Galactica number 1. Aw yeah, Battlestar Galactica. The search for Earth continues in this awesome epic event of tiny proportions. Who are these Cylons? Are they friends or foes? Does complaining to Daddy Adama help or make things worse? Fear not, Apollo and Starbuck are here to save the day. Find out the answers to questions you've always wanted answered. How old do you have to be to ride a Colonial Viper? Is there a height requirement? What does Baltar have to say in all of this? And where do baby Cylons come from? Come join in the new and smaller adventures aboard the Battlestar Galactica. And if that isn't enough, each little book comes with a 2-page activity sheet. Next, we've got Miss Fury number 8. The Pharaoh of Time is alive, and he and his enormous mothership have come to 1943's New York City for Miss Fury. But which one will he find? The immoral murderer with the samurai sword, the titanic stash of grenades, and the epic love of debauchery? Or Miss Fury, who is still lost in time, grasping for a sense of sanity and for the good inside her? It's a metaphysical battle played out with Mondo martial arts as two futures of our hero fight for supremacy, and only one Miss Fury is getting out alive. We've also got Noir number 3 of 5. The unlikely team of the Black Sparrow and Miss Fury strong-armed the Mohawk Akesh into revealing the map they hope will lead them to the lost treasure of the Templars. But is the map actually worthless without the rune codes? Their quest takes them deep into the wilderness, into an ancient place that's been locked away for centuries. Danger and betrayal lurk around every corner. We've also got Shadow Now, number 4 of 6. Uneasy alliances abound as Khan, pressing his own dangerous endgame, places the assassination of the Shadow in Batu's hands. As Batu bristles under his grandfather's watchful eye, she forms a dangerous partnership with a local gang leader who claims to have the key to defeating the Shadow. Meanwhile, the Shadow draws both the Russian and Vietnamese mafias into his orbit, preparing to turn rivals into deadly enemies. Long-plotted schemes come to fruition as the Shadow moves to defeat his greatest enemy. And we've got Warlord of Mars number 32. John Carter has spilled blood in the service of Helium, but for thousands of years before his arrival, his adopted homeland suffered at the hands of Mars' other races. Now his victories have awakened a legendary hero, one with a genocidal agenda of payback. When Carter protests, he finds himself on the run alongside his family. With no friends to turn to, alliances must be made with old enemies. From IDW Publishing, we've got Ben 10 number 3. Ben 10's Omniverse universe set High Seas adventure continues. Ben has joined forces with the heroic mer people of Terrapiscus, but now the Undersea Kingdom is under threat from the forces of the Serpent. Next, we've got Black Dynamite number 1 of 4. He's a powder keg of black fury that's about to explode. The baddest kung fu cat ever to appear on screen is coming to comics, so you suckers better duck. Former CIA agent, international ladies man, and sworn ass-kicking enemy of the man, he's Black Dynamite, and he's about to walk into the most dangerous journey of his life. We've also got G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero number 198. The march to Real American Hero number 200 continues. As things heat up in Sierra Gordo, Scarlet and Snake Eyes race against the clock to save G.I. Joe's HQ, the Pit, from the sinister grip of Cobra. Next we've got G.I. Joe Special Missions number 11. Destro Must Die Part 2. Copperback is on the loose. The Joes recruited the devious diva to lead them to Destro, but the hunt turns into a chase across the globe with Destro's life on the line and a killer new BAT program that will shift the balance of power to Cobra's favor. We've also got Gateway number 1 of 5. It's a surreal setting where a red sky burns bright and the blanket of night brings a terror known only as the Dark Souls. Ex-cop Jake Ryan struggles to make sense of his surroundings. Gateway is a story that weaves a rich tapestry of loyalty, lust, intrigue, and betrayal as beggars, thieves, priests, and murderers all vie for power in a world that rewards the bold and enslaves the weak. We've also got Illegitimates number 2 of 6. The Illegitimates are assembled and identities revealed as Danacor's world-changing plot kicks into gear. Can these kids process their newly revealed parentage and, more importantly, get along long enough to embrace their legacies and save the planet from a zombified doom? And hey, what about the Illegitimates' moms? Next, we've got Indestructible number 2 of 4. Everyone asks questions for Greg Pincus, the world's newest and most accidental superhero. But if Greg thought dealing with groupies, paparazzi, and the popo was maddening, wait until he meets the self-important sniping League of Defenders. We've also got Magic the Gathering Theros number 3 of 4. Dak Vaden has managed to assemble the powerful artifacts that first brought him to Theros, but as a monster of the deep attacks the vessel he sails on, Dak must put his new acquisition to good use, and fast. We've also got Max Maximize number 3. Max is confronted by Mr. Gone in the Outback and spills vital clues about how he became the Max. Meanwhile, Outback Julie retreats to her rock lair to begin the slow process of healing. Completely remastered, each page has been painstakingly scanned from original art by Sam Keith, who's overseeing the new coloring. This is the Max better than ever. Next, we've got Mr. Peabody and Sherman number 3 of 4. Mr. Peabody and Sherman are always happy to lend a paw in the name of science, whether that means splashing down in Archimedes' bathtub or dropping apples on Isaac Newton's head. But things really go off with a bang when time-traveling duo head back to ancient China and invent gunpowder. We've also got My Little Pony Friendship is Magic number 15. Things are getting positively bookish in Ponyville. When a magical bookworm starts to cause some literary mischief, it's only a matter of time before things start to get out of hoof. It's up to our ponies to set things right, but will they want to when Daring Do shows up? We've also got Popeye Classics number 18. Good fortune is coming your way when you snag the new Popeye Classics comic book. Yes, a cool old school comic that adults and kids can both enjoy. Bud Sangendorf's genius action and wackiness in The Box, Kitty Kitty, The Tunnel, and a hilarious wimpy comic Duck Dinner. Oh, and a special non-Popeye story, Sammy Bug's Big Leap. Next, we've got Powerpuff Girls number 5. Oh no, it looks like Buttercup was right all along. The ex-villains have reverted their old ways and are tearing up Townsville. The Powerpuff Girls are outnumbered, but never outmatched. That is, until the horrible shadow of him falls across the battlefield. Just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, huh? We've also got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles New Animated Adventures number 7. It's a triple date disaster as 3 different pairs of friends and enemies all make their way to one fateful night at the movies. Will Dawn impress April? Will Leo wink her eye over? Will Ralph and Mike stop arguing long enough to grab some snacks? These questions and more are answered in this crazy adventure. Next, we've got Transformers More Than Meets the Eye number 25, Dark Cybertron Part 6 of 12, A Hero Falls and One Returns. The struggle in the dead universe heats up as Orion Pax, the bot who was once Optimus Prime, and Rodimus struggle with the legacy of Primes. Meanwhile, the Lost Light is under attack in deep space, and Shockwave and the terrifying Necro Titan threaten Cybertron. Next, we've got Triple Helix number 4 of 4 by John Byrne. What do you do when everything you know turns out to be a lie? Even that. The team faces the literal end of the world, and even the Conclave may have arrived too late to help. We've also got Wraith, Welcome to Christmas Land number 3 of 7. 3 escaped convicts are looking for a set of wheels that can carry them to freedom. Charlie Manx has just the ride they need. But when they get to Christmas Land, they'll wish they had went to prison instead. 10 years of hard time looks pretty easy compared to 24 hours in a frozen graveyard disguised as the world's coldest, cruelest amusement park. We've also got X-Files Conspiracy number 1 of 2. The event of the year begins here. When the lone gunmen discover internet files from the future, they learn that a plague will soon wipe out most of humanity. With Agents Mulder and Scully working one lead, the gunmen must spring into action and investigate several urban legends. A group of ghost hunters, mutant turtles that live in the sewers, shape-changing alien robots, and a vengeful spirit from beyond the grave. And we've got X-Files Season 10 number 1 Director's Cut Edition. The X-Files Season 10 from IDW took the world by storm, drawing praise from comic readers and longtime X-Files alike. Now, in a celebration of the acclaimed series, we're proud to release a special director's cut of the first issue, which includes all the covers along with the comic script, giving a rare insight into the inner workings of a comic book from initial thought to publication. Join series creator Chris Carter, writer Joe Harris, and artist Michael Walsh as we reprise their story ushering the X-Files into a new era. From Image Comics, we've got A Voice in the Dark #3, Killing Game Part 1. With freshman year pressure mounting, will Zoe be able to contain her compulsion to murder another student before school lets out for Thanksgiving break? Written and drawn by Mouth from disabled creator Lorraine Taylor. Next, we've got Alex plus Ada #3 of 15. Ada is an amazing piece of technology, but Alex realizes she's missing something. He goes in search of it and finds he's not the only one unhappy with the way things are. We've also got Carbon Gray Volume 3, #2 of 2, Mothers of Revolution, Conclusion. The war, which not long ago was everything, now seems insignificant in the face of the unimaginable destructive power of the stone. But there's still hope, for even as the world unravels, mortal enemies unite, and the true meaning of Gottfaust's prophecy is revealed in this, the double-length finale of our epic saga. Next, we've got Egos #1, a twisted far future epic. An aging hero risks everything to rebuild his former team, but to do so, he must cross a line with his wife that can't be uncrossed. We've also got Ghosted #6, new story arc. After his last job, Jackson Winters won his freedom, but even now he can't put his very real ghost to rest. News of his reappearance is spread, and there are people who have waited a long time to use his peculiar talents for all the wrong reasons. Next, we've got Peter Panzerfaust #16, The Hunt, Part 1. In the aftermath of the assault on the Sticks, the team is fractured and Lily's father is dead. Parsons returns to Lily to hear of what happened, and he learns her side of the story for the first time. It's a tale of revenge, with the hunters becoming the hunted. The fourth incredible story arc begins here. We've also got Prophet #42. The Prophets learn more of the mysterious creatures that threaten them, while Troll bonds with one of the greatest forces in the universe. Next, we've got Protectors Inc. #3. Lieutenant Detective John Riley gets the most important and possibly most dangerous assignment ever, to investigate the mysterious death of the Huntsman. Everyone around Riley wants him to classify this as an accidental death, or death by natural causes, but Riley suspects murder and intends to follow that suspicion wherever it leads, even if in doing so he jeopardizes the secret held for over 50 years at the very core of Protectors Inc. We've also got Rat Queens #4. Gold, Guts, and Grog, Part 4. Holy vengeance can be a real headache, but it's so much worse when it's coming from a 15-foot tall lady troll who's just lost her dad. In this blood-splattered issue, the Rat Queens find out that every action has some sort of hilarious, brutal consequence. And we've got Velvet #3. You all know the story. A beautiful woman seduced by a secret agent into revealing secrets and helping him on his mission. But what happens to them once the agent is gone? Find out in issue 3 as Velvet tracks Agent X-14's most recent assets down very dark paths. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Archer and Armstrong #17. The Sect Civil War reaches its earth-shattering climax, and for once we mean that literally. Archer versus Armstrong, an incredible second identity for Mary Maria. Obadiah Archer gets a bold new role and mission. The secret of the Master Builders revealed. We were kidding before, but now we're serious. This one changes everything, and the Valiant universe will never be the same again. Next, we've got Harbinger #20, must-read Valiant, all-new arc, all-new jumping on point. Joshua Dysart and Clayton Henry launched Resistance and end the renegade war against Toyo Harada once and for all. Peter Stanchek and his team of teenage superhero outlaws have decided that the best defense is a strong offense. Pursued from coast to coast by their would-be overlord in the Harbinger Foundation, the Renegades are about to launch their strategic strike on Harada's secret empire, and they'll start by revealing to the world what kind of power they've been hiding all along. They ace up their sleeves, a seemingly normal teenage hacker named Axe, who knows exactly what Harada has been up to since day one. And we've got Unity #3, enter Livewire. On an airtight team of stone-cold soldiers, Amanda McKee is one variable in the equation that equals absolute kill. Now as the last woman standing against the unstoppable force known as Exo Manowar, the Harbinger Foundation's most seasoned technopath has just added one new item to her resume. Newest bearer of the Exo Manowar armor and the finger behind the trigger of the universe's most powerful weapon. Watch out, world. This means trouble. Out in trades from Boom Studios, we've got Hypernaturals Volume 3 trade paperback. With the galaxy on the brink of complete destruction and nowhere else to turn, the Hypernaturals must work with their most dangerous enemy if they want to save the Continuum. It's a fight for survival as the world as we know it teeters on the edge of annihilation. Collecting 9 through 12 of the critically acclaimed series, the Hypernaturals Volume 3 sees Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning, the superstar writer duo behind Annihilation and Guardians of the Galaxy, team up with fan-favorite artist Tom Derenick of Justice League of America and Andres Guinaldo of Nightwing to take cosmic superheroes to an all-new frontier. Next, from Image, we've got I Love Trouble trade paperback. Felicia Castillo is a small-time grifter on the run from a nasty New Orleans gangster she just ripped off when she discovered she has an amazing ability to teleport. This lands her in the crosshairs of a nefarious Mars corporation, which exploits supernatural gifts of people like Felicia. They make her an offer she can't refuse, use her unique talents to become an assassin that can get close to anyone, anywhere. However, Felicia soon learns that no matter how long or how far you run, your troubles always catch up to you. We've also got 10 Grand Volume 1 trade paperback. 10 Grand charts former mob enforcer Joe Fitzgerald's journey into the world of demonology and ancient powers that threatens to tear down the pillars of heaven itself in a new war between the forces of light and dark. Can the man willing to die 1,000 deaths so he can be with his love for just a few minutes in between save the lives of the entire world? Or will this be the end of, well, everything? Here's your chance to catch up on the story before leaping into the exciting second half of 10 Grand's epic story. Collects 10 Grand number 1 through 6. And we've got must-read Valiant's Greatest Hits number 1. Never tried a Valiant comic? Start reading here. With more than 100 pages of Valiant Comics greatness for just $5.99. Find out why Valiant is the must-read superhero publisher in comics today with the Greatest Hits collection of can't-miss moments from across the Valiant universe. Representing X-O Manowar number 5, Quantum and Woody number 1, Harbinger number 1, Harbinger Wars number 2, and Shadow Man number 0. Must read Valiant's Greatest Hits number 1 is the perfect place to find out why IGN is declaring, quote, nobody is making superhero books like this, which is exactly why you should be paying attention to Valiant Comics, close quote. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.